Hi, I'm Scott Walker with another major musical milestone. In the late 70s, the Monty Python crew decided to make a movie spoofing the life of Jesus. The Life of Brian was an audacious move, a move that turned out to be far too audacious for many film companies. They wanted no part of the project, and the movie was in danger of never getting off the ground. Help, though, came from an unexpected place. An ex-Beatle became their angel. George Harrison was a huge fan of the Monty Python TV series, and he offered to bankroll the film. That was the beginning of handmade films. It became known for producing offbeat and curious films such as The Life of Brian, Mona Lisa, and Time Bandits, which all became cult hits. George didn't take an active interest in handmade films. He was content to serve as the guarantor for any bank loans, leaving the actual running of the company to his business manager. And that turned out to be a big mistake because the manager apparently let success go to his head and decided he could turn handmade films into a major studio, competing with the big U.S. factories. He produced a series of huge flops. Shanghai Surprise with Madonna and Sean Penn was a notable example, and that doomed handmade films to ultimate failure and almost sank George Harrison financially. He was still on the hook for the company's debts, which had mounted to the point that they actually outweighed George's assets. It's hard to imagine a Beatle going bankrupt, but that was becoming a real danger for George. It took several years to resolve the company's finances, and in the meantime, two events came along that returned George to financial health. The first was the introduction of the CD, which resulted in a demand for the Beatles' catalog to be re-released in the new format. The second development took place on November the 20th, 1995, 30 years ago today. Listen to it, and then come on back. I'll tell you the rest of the story. Free as a Bird was released on November the 20th, 1995. It was the first new Beatle record in 25 years and one of the main attractions of the Beatles anthology series, which debuted at the same time. The 3 two-hour specials were billed as the Beatles' chance to tell their story their way. Besides the specials, there were 3 double CDs and a coffee table book, and they became a major new source of income for the Beatles. Yoko Ono had given the surviving Fab 3 a home recording of Free as a Bird that John Lennon had made in 1977. Paul, George, and Ringo enhanced it and released it along with the series, and it kept George from having to go to bankruptcy court. I'm Scott Walker. Thank you for listening.